What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Wednesday, and today we have a special guest, Mr. Lividity from Lividity Caps. How you doing, my dude?
Doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Chewy, how about yourself?
I'm good, man. I missed you, Cyrus.
I missed
like
you.
Literally, low joke. I can't even fucking talk already. No joke. I was sitting there today, and I was like, man, I feel like I haven't talked to Eric in forever. It was like,
you guys are cute.
Well, you know, it's a happy marriage. But
Sure is.
it was just funny that, you know, I just unfortunately could not get to the show on Monday, and was sitting there yesterday. Or I guess no, not yesterday, this morning, and I was like, this is the longest time I haven't seen Eric's face in a hot minute.
That's true. That's true, because it's been
Well, I guess we took
week.
a week off, but like I was busy.
I mean, that was
during
different. That was like, yeah, you're not going to notice it as much.
Yeah. So duo stream back. Yep, we are back. So Kinnick, what's up? Keeb Noob, Sody Pops, another great artisan maker. Hello. Olansky, Hellbent, Kahada. I always mess that up. Midwest Millennial, great name. Quinpen, Brez, Juan above all, and Gravy on Mayo. Welcome.
Gravy on Mayo's our current Keeb of the Week winner, I believe. So
very nice.
Congrats to him. Hopefully he's enjoying his keyboarder of the week role in the Discord and seeing his beautiful board up there every day.
It's a beautiful board.
What board is it?
It's an acrylic Alice.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty it's not an actual Alice, obviously, but it's an
Right.
acrylic Alice with violet on cream. It's a nice little combo. Looks great.
I have an acrylic house. That's great.
Very nice.
Always recommend if you can get an Alice style board, it's an amazing experience that I feel like everyone that's into like luxury keyboards needs to feel, at least for a little bit, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's
Sure.
yeah, it's one of those it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm never gonna sell them. I don't need more than one. I never want more than one.
No.
But it's one of those things that I'm never gonna get rid of the one that I have, because it's too much fun.
Yeah, I tried some of the Alice layouts like at meetups, and I wasn't sold on it. But then once I was using it at my desk, it changed.
Very nice. So, guys, if you do not know, this is Lividity Caps. We had him on during the Quarantine on Deck stream, where he did some awesome Quarantine on Deck giveaway caps. He has been an artisan maker for, just going based off of his Instagram, about as long as I have been in the hobby. So since about early 2018, which I guess I assume you nodding your head means that I'm correct in that statement.
Yeah, that's when it started picking up. I was attempting to make caps for probably about a year before that as well. But that's when Lividity really got us.
Very nice. But yeah, he makes extremely intricate, very detailed caps. Some of the caps you guys may have heard: the Mute, I know, is a big popular one. The Dwight, the Puppeteer, and the Observer. The latter of those, with those two, the Puppeteer and Observer, we're actually going to be giving away a couple of those tonight. So welcome, Lividity.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's good to have you back. I know when we had the Quarantined on Deck, it was cool because we had a bunch of different people, but we didn't get to like dive in with each individual person. So it's cool to have you back, so we can get a little bit deeper in what you do and your thoughts about things in the hobby and your craft.
Yeah, I have to say, though, that event was really fun. I know all of the other artisans agreed that it was just a good time. It was for a good cause, even though they were just keycaps. It was brightening everybody's spirit. So I was glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, I think they'll like 15 minutes after, like regularly, Chewy and I, we have like after streams, we'll just sit and talk for a little bit. After that one, we were like, holy crap, that was awesome. Because it like went surprisingly like super smooth.
Yeah.
For how many people were coming in and out, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you can never, I feel like sometimes artisans turn into this like elusive being. So it's nice to put a face to the art and
Mhm.
to the people that you're interacting.
Yeah, and we want to, we'd love to reach out and be able to talk to because you are the third person we've had on as a solo guest
Okay.
to come on and do the whole thing with Prime Caps and CYO joining us as well. I know I see Sody Caps. That's definitely someone that's been on our radar to get on the stream. But I still like it was one of those things where I was like, man, I wanted to talk to a lot of them for so much longer, but we just had to like
Right.
like that could
Yeah.
have easily been like an 8-hour stream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially because there were moments where it was like we weren't even talking. Like it was just the guests just all talking to each other, and it was like,
Yeah.
this is great content. I'm learning so much, and it's awesome. So yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
it almost
to
felt like a virtual meetup.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
just people interacting. Cool.
Very nice. So what we like to do around here is what we call the Fast Four. I was nice last week and I prepped SM keyboards last week and said, hey, here are the Fast Four questions. You have a couple hours to get ready. Forgot to do that.
Oh, God.
So putting you on the spot tonight.
All right.
Number one, your top 4 favorite switches.
Top 4. Probably Gateron, Blacks. I like Box burnt oranges, even though they're controversial. They break stems. I don't care though. I like them. Also, probably then Zelios and Telia.
Yeah, that may be the first box non-clicky.
Box burnt oranges are honestly maybe my number. They're in like 4 of my boards.
I don't think I've ever used, like, other than maybe at a meetup, I've never used a board with burnt oranges. I know I've typed on them, but never spent a ton of time with burnt oranges. But I love
Right.
the box love, because I think there's only a few people in the community still that are like all about box switches.
Well, they released the second batch that was dated, and they're fine now. Everybody needs to stop whining. Okay.
I love it.
Well, then they made that cruciformer thing, and then they realized that the cruciformer's tolerances weren't good enough, and it was shaving switches too thin, and then the caps would just fall off.
Yeah.
So it's like the other way. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
I remember almost getting burnt oranges, and then right when I really started wanting to buy a bunch of different switches and try non-clicky tactile switches, the Royal was announced, to the Royal Box Royals, and that was like the hypest thing to happen while I was just starting out. So, and I really enjoyed them. I know people started saying, "Oh, they sound like clickies," but I'm like, still a solid switch. There, I just think there are, in my opinion, better things, and I think the Blueberry kind of replaced that.
Right.
Box Royal.
absolutely. Next up will be your top 4 favorite key sets.
Okay. Probably Hyperfuse, Taro, Hyperfuse DSA, and probably I have a knockoff muted set over there, which is black Enjoy PBT Hiragana with muted accents, and that's probably up there.
So before we came on, Lividity was like, "Man, Osiris, I really like your backdrop." And so I have mine goes on rainbow. So at any time it just changes colors. But Osiris is this purple the whole time. And that makes sense because clearly, based on your keycap color preferences, purple and blue appears to be your favorite color. So I was like, man, the fuck? We got the same lights and mine go different colors the whole time. I'm okay, well, that makes sense.
What is the name of this set?
Vaporwave.
Vaporwave. Okay, yeah, I like this.
Yeah, I could imagine. So for Hyperfuse, which round of Hyperfuse is your favorite though? Are you more of like a
1 in Origin?
Okay.
1 is probably number 1, but Origins I like the mint in it. So I like making artisans with the mint round 1 colorways.
Mhm. I think Origins just looks cleaner. I think it looks more like cohesive. I get the whole,
Yes.
I think the purple is more purple in the original ones, but I think that the green looks so much better on Origins.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little bit
And
more
the
muted.
grays are a little more refined,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, Origins is a little bit more muted. It's a little bit more laid back, whereas round 1 and the OG Hyperfuse is a little bit more aggressive with the coloring.
And the mint is why I was on the DSA and SA Hyperfuse train from the very beginning, because they had
Yeah, I remember wanting SA Hyperfuse for a long time, and they had it in stock. They might even still have it in stock at Originative, but I was like, I can't just justify dropping like $300 on a set that I'm probably not going to use that much because SA is not my favorite.
Yeah. Talk about buying GMK Samurai for resale the day before drop announced their restock. That's what I did. Yeah.
Oh man.
Do have a quick question in between the Fast Fours. Brez asks, was there a specific name to the colorway for the giveaway?
From the quarantine stream. It was called Wash Your Fucking Hands #1. There's 2 ways.
I like it.
The yellow one, I believe, was #1, and the gray one #2, I think.
It's a solid fucking name.
The name still is valid, people. Wash your fucking hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll just wash your hands. Every time you leave, just wash. All this, honestly, you should be already washing your hands every time you get home. Like, that shouldn't have been a new practice. And
Right.
I fully admit to not washing my hands every single time I got home from doing something, but now I do, and that's something that I feel like I should just do always.
And also, quick PSA, if you're going to wear gloves, please don't touch your phone, your groceries, in your face with the gloves.
Kind of defeats the purpose, yeah.
Right, okay, because I see it all the time in stores down here.
Oh, yeah. So next up on our Fast Four is top 4 favorite keyboards.
Okay, I'm going to have to do the Moon is #1. Chinese group buy specifically with the green and silver colorway. It's that one right there. #2 is going to be a KBD 19.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a first, 100%.
Yeah, I like keyboard KBD fans. So next is going to be the Tofu from KBD. And then lastly is going to be probably an Alice style key.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think we've had the Tofu before, but we've never had the 19X.
The 19X. It gets slept on, but it's one of the only 10 or 1800 compact keyboards that you can just buy as a kit.
Yeah.
So that is why it's so high up. And I think, honestly, KBD fans, they have good quality for their prices. I have no problem.
Mm-hmm. And you can get a brass plate with it too. So, I mean, I believe it's top mounted. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's not doing a whole lot different than most of the 1800 boards that are being released. So, but yeah, I haven't ever tried one. I remember I've added it to my cart at least a dozen times.
Yeah,
but
that one specifically is a little more expensive than their other boards, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when it released, and there was a long time where I was like, man, this is like a little bit smaller than a full size, but it can still get me everything I would need. Because at that time, I was like still going between what I would be able to use to play like games and stuff at home. Because when I played CS a lot, I used my numpad was from all of my like binds, so I didn't have to like mice around. But then I stopped really playing CS, so I was like, I don't need a numpad anymore. But
have you tried the Cypher?
I did. We tried it at the NorCal meetup.
I like my Cypher a lot. It's a good board.
Yeah, It is. I'm excited to see more people do that style board, like that layout, and play around with it and change it up.
Yeah, I want a left-hand one, even though I really don't have any use for it. It's cool.
That's why, like, one of the boards that I've been like noodling about designing is the Cooler Master, basically a custom version of the Cooler Master Master Keys Pro M, which is a TKL. It's a full-size board without navigation.
Okay.
So no arrow keys, no navigation keys. It just cuts that out and moves the numpad over. Kind of like the not Candy Bar. What's the one? The shit. It's by Blind Assassin, and I feel terrible that I'm Molly.
Yeah.
It's like the Molly, but it has the F rows.
Okay. Yeah.
I have been wanting to make a board like that, where it's like a 70% with a numpad.
Okay.
So because who needs arrow keys?
Yeah, you can just do what Cooler Master does and just put them on the function layer of the numpad.
Exactly.
But the last of the Fast Four, or well, I'm sure we'll have another one.
Yes,
we'll have a fifth one. But of the official Fast Four will be your top 4 favorite foods.
Okay. Number 1 is going to be pizza, probably. Number 2 is ramen. Good ramen, not like ramen.
Hey, don't hate on the packets ramen, all right?
Okay,
Find me a better meal for 50 cents.
They're not in the Fast Four.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. They're like in the Fast 50.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Number 3 is going to be probably sushi. Number 5 is like chicken.
There you go.
Or wait, number 4. Yes. I miscounted.
What kind of pizza guy are you? I've been diving deep into the I don't know if you're familiar with Barstool Sports, but they have a one bite pizza reviews section.
Okay.
And they do pizza reviews of like every place that the president Dave Portnoy goes to. He does like the best pizza spots and he rates them. Okay. What kind of pizza are you? Are you like a bar pizza guy? Are you like coal fire? You like it thin and crispy?
Coal fire is good. Thin and crispy can be good. It has to be correct. You can't get thin and crispy that's like loaded with sauce, because then it's just like sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like New York style mainly, like a little bit floppy. You can fold.
Yeah.
The fold.
Yeah.
A little bit of flop. I like it to have just a tiny bit of flop at the end, but I like it to be a little bit more rigid. Okay. I don't want it to be falling off, because then you might lose some cheese. If it's a margarita style, you'll lose a whole lot of piece of tomato. So
I like mine super floppy. Like I want to, not that I do this, but I want to be able to like roll my pizza up and eat it like a taquito.
I don't know. It sounds like you have to.
Chewy turns his slices of New York style pizza into a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Exactly.
It folds it up like 4 different ways.
But have you ever done New York pizza where you take 2 and you flop it and you make a calzone?
I haven't done that.
It's good. It's worth it. It's worth it if you're really hungry and you're like trying to stuff your face. And Kinnick, while personally I don't have pineapple on pizza, I don't judge people for whatever they put on pizza, because fight me, the mac and cheese pizza from CC's.
Classic.
It's a solid one.
At one point in your life, for everyone, that pizza was good. Yep. Like you ate that pizza and you're like, this is good.
I fuck with this. Their cinnamon pizza is amazing. They're like dessert.
Have you ever had sushi on pizza?
I've never had sushi on pizza. I would try it because my dad told me you can't not like something until you try it.
Okay. All right. So the trick is cold leftover pizza and fresh sushi. Like you just stick it together and it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
That sounds interesting, because when you said sushi pizza, I thought like there's some like new age like restaurant that's doing like sushi pizza.
No, I'm just talking about from your fridge. You take a slice of pizza and you slap some sushi on it, and then you eat it.
Kimchi and pizza, I think that would be good.
Oh, that may be.
That's
pretty.
What Keeb Noob says. Keeb Noob, what's up? Where? Who said it? I guess. Okay. Oh, poke pizza. I think that could be.
Okay, pizza would.
So we've got a place around here that does. They call it the Superman burrito, and it's a sushi burrito with like soy wrapper, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like when you have like the tuna strips. Japanese horror writer, thank you for the 1,000 bits, appreciate it. But like they have like the normal sized like blocks of tuna, like sushi grade tuna.
Yeah,
they basically you get like a slice of the entire block of each different type of fish, and it's wrapped up in rice and then in paper. It's really good. It comes with a little like spicy mayo to dip it in. It's very good.
Yeah. We have like a sushi burrito place around here that it's like Subway, where you just walk in and you just build your sushi burrito, and it's just like a giant custom sushi. It's pretty good, but you can never finish a whole one. It's just all right.
See, Osiris and I used to have Tuesdays off together, and I would get off of the overnight shift, and then I'd wake up, and oftentimes, especially if we were like just gotten paid, we would go to the sushi place that was right down the road from us, and he would get a Superman burrito, and I would get the Ahi Tower.
Okay.
And we would down that with and we'd split a large sake and just get a nice little 11:45 buzz going on our only shared off day.
Then we'd sit on the couch and watch movies all day.
Watch movies all afternoon.
And then his wife would come up and be like, "Can y'all stop watching movies? Like,
can y'all stop drinking and watching movies?" It's like, no.
Well, sake is classy, so
yeah.
Is it really drinking?
Exactly. If it's classy drinking, it's not drinking.
Right, exactly. That's my policy.
Don't take that as a law, by the way. You didn't hear it from me.
The best was like the middle of August. Our buddy Kyle came over and he was like, "We should make eggnog." And I'm like, "Dude, it's August." And he's like, "I don't care." So I made eggnog because the eggnog that I make is like,
it's just alcohol.
It's basically alcohol, ice cream, and a little bit of egg. And so we downed that, and we were feeling pretty good. Pretty all right.
It was
eggnog slap.
That was a lot of alcohol at 1 p.m. Anyway, back to keyboards. Top 5 favorite shoes. Because so for those who don't know, Lividity is a sneakerhead. I like to think that I am a sneakerhead, but then I look at his sneakerhead collection. I'm like, never mind. But we all three of us do enjoy the kind of sneakerhead culture and enjoy nice kind of higher quality sneakers. So we will talk more about that later after we talk about some fun resin. The top 4 favorite sneakers. And I'm going to limit you. I'm going to limit you even further.
Okay.
We're going to go by colorway.
You want to go by colorway?
We're going by colorway as well. So you can't just say Jordan 5s.
Okay. All right. So number 1 is going to be Off-White All Hallows Eve Blazers. Those guys.
Boom.
Number 2 is going to be Nike Prestos. Not Off-White, just regular Presto React. They're like in a blue and purple colorway, and they're Miami Piper Fuse. I wore the shit out of those when I first started getting sneakers, but they're just general release sneakers. You can just So those are number 2. Number 3 are going to be the Volt Duck Camo. These guys, and then number 4 is going to be White. I think they're called Summit White. If you want to get technical colorway.
Boom.
But that's it. And I want to feel like I'm living in Foot Locker. That's my goal.
It's like Foot Locker plus like the TX store in Korea.
Right. Yeah, and IKEA.
Exactly, the rug. The wall-mounted rug.
I like the flash sheet too. It's a nice little flash sheet you got.
Oh yeah. I like tattoos. Those are from
There you go. Yeah, it was funny. We when Osiris and I went to NorCal, we were like Eric found this like sneaker shop that was like across town. And we were like, all right, well, it's going to cost us. We're trying not to spend a whole lot of money. And we're like, well, if we do want to spend money, we spend money at the sneaker shop. And so we're like, well, it's a 1.5 mile walk. Let's just walk it there. So we walk there and to find out the place got shut down.
Yeah, like a month
We found this
before.
cool. It was like a month before, but the place got shut down after walking like through downtown San Jose and then like, which very harshly cuts off into suburban San Jose. But we found this cool little town that we got to hang out in, but it was just kind of funny, but also a letdown that it was just like, all right, well, just walked almost 2 miles to a
For
store that doesn't
sneakers.
exist.
And they don't exist. That's
So, but I love that beef. Well done. But we'll get into some more sneaker talk later in the stream. But for right now, let's talk about resin. So, as an artisan maker, for those who may be very, very new, artisans are kind of the not really hidden subsect of this community. It's kind of its own thing that had kind of in what's the word I'm looking for? It exists by itself, but it's still inside of the realm of mechanical keyboards.
it's so funny because it's even hard for us to explain how it exists. So, like, it's even harder to explain what I do to people who don't even know what
So what do you do with these little pieces of like art? And it's like, well, let me start off by saying, do you know what a
Right.
mechanical keyboard is?
It's like a 30-minute spiel just to get to the beginning.
It's going to be a hot minute. I'm sure you're really awesome at parties.
Yeah, right.
So
High school reunion.
My wife is like, please don't start talking about keyboard.
I've thought about that, like for people who are in the keyboard community, like who are vendors, designers, or artisan makers. Like if they go to like a high school reunion, where people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" and you're just like, "How long do you have?" Because it's like,
Yeah, right.
I got to
How much time
explain
do
this
you have?
entire community to you, make it not
Yeah.
sound like I'm insane, and then talk about artisans,
Yeah.
and then make that not sound insane.
I always think about like what would happen if people found a keycap on the ground. Like, especially a hyped keycap that sells for hundreds of dollars, they would probably take it and just throw it in the trash.
Yep. I'm like, what the hell?
Like, what the fuck is this? It
Is
has
this
no
like,
value
is
to
this from like
anybody.
McDonald's?
They think
Yeah.
they think it's like one of those like, toys you get in the little like plastic jars out of like
Yeah.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
kind of like
Oh, the
CC
crank,
boxes.
the quarter crank.
Yeah.
The quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so like I said earlier, if you guys didn't catch the very beginning, he's been in the hobby making artisan caps for a little over 2 years. I'm sure, as you stated longer before that, but started releasing a little over 2 years. So my first question is, how did you get into artisan making?
So it kind of started with my first artisan win. And if you guys remember, his name was Arson, Arson. Anybody remember that name from the community? No? Okay.
I've heard the name. I never like spoke with him, but I've heard the name.
Okay, yeah. He was kind of an important person in the community, and he won a bunch of prismatic fugus. And then he held his own raffle on r/market with his fugu collection. Yeah, which if somebody did that now, I feel like they would get completely fucking roasted. But he avoided that by selling them at retail. He was just passing them on to other people through a raffle.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't know what was happening. So I thought he just acquired these caps somehow and was selling them, or maybe he made them. So I entered that, won it, got it, and that's how I really started down the rabbit hole. And after I got that one, I kind of looked to see how it was made, and I started trying to make them, sculpting and whole nine. But that is how I discovered it. I stumbled across r/Mech Market on Reddit, entered that raffle. House.
It's a solid story.
Yeah,
Solid
I think he's like he quit now and he's hated in the community maybe for something he did. I don't know.
I feel like if you're gonna do a raffle for your own product, like for things that you own that you didn't make on Mech Market, I feel like you're probably the same guy that might do something else that could end up have the entire community just be like, let's just get this guy out of here.
Getting you put on a list somewhere.
Get him canceled.
Get him.
So I'm gonna hit real quick, guys. Check out his Instagram. He makes some very awesome, like I said, very detailed caps.
So I'll check it out too.
Take a trip down memory lane. But you have a very unique style.
Right.
I think I do find that there are a lot of people in this hobby that kind of love this skull and crossbones, like death, dungeony, demonic, like
but
kind of
you
style.
have to make them in cute colorways.
Yes, exactly. Or it doesn't,
nobody wants it.
Osiris and I used to be really into the music scene, and I know he knows this. The amount of times that a deathcore band said this song's called Pink Flowers and then went into this just like thing was so overused.
Dude, or the entire cartoon monster merch theme where everything was like super like overly hyped colors, like it was all like highlighters, but it would be like a demon eating a baby and you're like, what is even happening right now?
Yeah.
But so you do have this very like what you would see in like a horror movie, right? So how did that inspiration kind of come to you?
So my day job is as a forensic autopsy tech. So I do autopsies on, crime remains and dead people all day. That's what I do all week, and the weekends, some weekends.
Oh my God, I'm about to write out so many questions.
So that's where most of the inspiration for my cats come. And that's just what it is. I love horror. I've been a huge horror buff before I started that job. So that's where it comes from.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna because my next question was like, do you do this full time or do you have a day job? And that answers that. I'm only gonna ask 2 questions, and I think that's going to sum up most of what everybody's thinking. 1, how did you get into the job? And 2, what's the weirdest thing you found?
Keep it TOS friendly though.
Right. Surprisingly, you don't need any qualification.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, except a passion for the field. And
not quite sure that many people are running around going, can't wait to
I feel like those 2 things might be connected on like not needing experience and then the passion.
So I am also trying to go to medical school.
Okay.
I volunteered at this office for probably 3 years. Then I did research there and got papers published at the office. So then I started working.
Mm-hmm.
So my in was through volunteering and research, and then I started working there as an employment because I pretty much was working there through volunteering. So they just decided to put me on payroll. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
very nice. Working your way from the bottom, dude.
Yeah.
It's respectable.
Well, I was a year out of high school when I started volunteering there. So, I was probably too young for them to justify hiring me, but after a few years.
Made sense. And what's the weirdest thing that you've had happen?
I don't know how much I can legally talk about, but there's some very weird things that happen. Things we find inside of people. I mean, I have, decomposing bodies explode on me on a daily basis. So
that's,
I've heard about that happening.
I don't have any more questions about why your artisans are the way that they are.
Okay.
I mean,
that answers all of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do.
So
there are plenty of questions.
My artisans
that
are on the tamer side of all.
Well, I was gonna ask, have you had a situation like something that happened at work that inspired a specific sculpt that you have?
I really hope it's not fingers coming out of their teeth.
That would be
Oh, yes. I'm going to say yes. I don't know if I can say it, though. So I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to say Puppeteer, Mute, and Observer have all been inspired directly from things at my job.
See, that gives the caps a whole new meaning. That makes them like that much cooler, you know?
Well, I just became a Lividity cap collector now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but like Dwight, my Dwight cap, he's from Dwight from The Office. It's pretty much has no correlation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Parasite, same, no correlation, except they're just kind of creepy. And but those three definitely correlation.
Mm-hmm. So man, this is already. I'm like, So I will ask, what has been the hardest part of making artisans for you? What has been some of the more challenging things? Because you've been doing it very successfully for multiple years now, which not many people can say, as well as how consistent you have been.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And one of the hardest parts about making art in general is finding your lane. Like that was the hardest for me, was finding. I know it seems that I have direct inspiration from what I make now, but trying to find your lane in the scene or whatever, that was really hard. And I mean, that year from 2017 early to 2018, when it first started picking, I was releasing stuff, but it really just wasn't gaining traction. There was, people that openly did not like what I was making, which I'm totally fine with criticism, and I'm happy that it happened because I was able to use that to find where I fit in the community and where I fit in making cap. But yeah, that was the hardest.
Do you have like a sculpt that you did in the past that maybe didn't like go over as well, like wasn't accepted by the community, but is one that you were like, this one's awesome, like one that you really liked but maybe didn't hit as well?
Yeah. I want to say Gramps. I know there are people who really do like Gramps. I think Gramps could be, in terms of sculpting, probably the best sculpting that I've done. But I think there may be just too much cap. Mm-hmm. And I think I try to throw too much shit onto it. And I mean, I still love the cap, and I'm still going to make it at some point, but I'm having a lot of fun making Puppeteer and Observer right now. And I know those are caps that people enjoy collecting. So, that's just what I'm going to, make for right now.
Hello, we're back. All right, we're going.
We are. Oh, there we go.
Saved.
Cool. We back. All right. Cool.
Dude, OBS just decided to stop responding.
It'd be like that sometimes. It's you do a live show, something's got to go wrong.
Yep.
As Andy Dwyer said, the show must go wrong. But yeah, so this with the parasite cap, not many people are doing a cap where something protrudes that far
Right.
off, because that seems like something that might break easily.
Well,
and it's
and I stopped that cap because somebody sent me a photo of the tongue broken. So, I mean, I made a pretty decent amount and sent them out, so hopefully nobody else has that problem. But I am making a revision of that cap without so much protruding from the top. But I really like the tuna can concept. I just don't think I executed it fully to what it can be. And the tongue is going to be scrapped because I don't want people getting caps that.
I think it'd be cool. Now, not trying to rewrite the wheel here. You should have it to where the tongue is like cut off.
Oh.
So the tongue like stops. And you could have a little blood on the end. So it's like kind of a little making fun of your own art with art.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like that's, your portfolio, guys, honestly, if you just want like a cool 10, 15 minutes, just look at his Instagram. I was doing the deep dive today and was just blown away.
There's a lot of stuff.
So
there is a lot of different colors, a lot of different sculpts, like a lot of different stuff that you do. It seems like every week you're doing something different, doing something cool, fun, and new.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep it fresh, try to do different colors, appeal to different collectors, because that's the thing is, I started in this community as a collector. I'm still a collector. I'm still a keyboard enthusiast. I just happen to make caps. So I try to appeal caps to the different little communities that are in the
yeah, and it's just, good gosh, it's so so unique. Like in every single one, you don't have one that's kind of like, I've seen some makers where it's kind of like, here's this in this exact color. Like you look like you do a lot of splatter paint kind of ideas.
Yeah, I do some of that.
And I think that makes a lot of these really unique, because I've seen other artisan makers where it's put the color here, put the color here, or and then just release. It's kind of like GMK, right? It's all the same color. It's all the same cap. It's just slightly different color. Where this has a lot more unique design behind it.
Right. And doing precise multi-shot, it's fun, but I mean, it gets boring, honestly. I mean, because even doing the same or doing different colors, you're still doing the same process over and over again. So I like keeping it fresh.
Very nice.
I also like doing resin on top of the finalized cap, like infilling areas or just dipping the entire cap in resin, seeing what happens. I've had fun doing that. So I'm not afraid to try anything.
Which is cool. And I feel like that keeps it fresh too, right? Trying new things. Right. So there are two caps. There are a couple caps. This first one I sent you, Osiris. It's the link that ends in fly. They're called the Dopium Observers. These might be some of the coolest caps I have ever seen.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, these.
So I'll post the link in chat as well.
Color
it ends in fly. It's like a turquoise.
Those were a mystery colorway for my 420 sale.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I see.
Fancy.
Yeah. So the idea is he has like gold foil smoke coming out of his eyes, and then there's a cloud inside. That's the concept I was going for.
That's just insane. Like the other, I guess. So I don't make artisans. You don't have to give away your secrets, but how the fuck do you even do that? Like, Like, I feel like I can barely make a pencil draw a square, but you're sitting here putting clouds inside of artisan caps.
Well, I can't draw, so don't feel bad about that. I do much better with 3 type of shit, coloring. But I mean, after you make so many caps, honestly, and you just try different shit, and then you discover stuff by accident. Like this effect was discovered a long time ago by me by accident. I know other people were doing it, but I think Prime Cap like executed it so well. They had those Cloud Chaser caps that came.
Mhm.
That was like what, a year, 2 years ago, and this is nowhere near that, but it's the same concept. So I was just trying to marble one day, discovered that doing a certain thing got this effect. So now I can utilize that. It's just all about, building your library of techniques and stuff. If you do it for so long, you just figure it out, honestly.
Happy accidents.
Right, exactly. Happy accidents. I mean, honestly, everything I do is an accident in the artisan game.
It's kind of how it goes though. Like you do something and you did it like a little bit wrong, and then it makes you discover like 3 more things, and you're just like, oh well, this turned out really well.
Right. Yeah.
I do. So you've I think you answered this earlier, but what is the hardest sculpt to cast for you? And then what is the easiest one for you to do as well?
So the hardest sculpt to cast so far has definitely been Parasite, because I decided to put X on the little rolled up portion of it, and it just is impossible to get to. I mean, every tap would take probably, just to fill in the color of the X, probably like 15 minutes, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but laying in one color for one cap for 15 minutes cap, just getting the color in, is a lot of time, especially when you're making large batches. And I mean, depending on the resin you're using, it just doesn't work out. It's taking 15 minutes to do one shot or lay in one shot. So that has definitely been the hardest casting cap for sure. I've had probably more failures on that cap than successes that went out for sale, for sure.
And
very nice.
What is your like favorite of your sculpts that you do? What is your personal favorite one to do?
The cast?
Yeah.
Probably Puppeteer. Just because, I mean, there's so many things you can do with the fingers in the bottom, in the top. And I know a lot of people, they ask me, a question I get all the time is, why are like portions of your cap smooth and not detailed, and then portions are very detailed, and it doesn't feel like they're within the same style. But what you don't realize is detailed portions of caps receive resin, especially on marbling and stuff like that, way different than smooth. So when I have detailed and smooth sculpt areas, I can do detailed areas that are, shot by shot, and then do marbling. So it's best of both worlds. And I like that.
That one is pretty. There's a lot going on with that one.
That's
super unique.
Yeah, that's
the fingers really get me.
Just
fingers.
Well, so I look at that and I'm like, that's really cool. And then I'm like, okay, I get it. Puppeteer like that would, you guys, some guy got a fist through the bottom of his chin.
Right. Right.
At first, when I first looked at it, back when we had you on the Quarantine on Deck, I think I was looking at one of the ones that doesn't have the fingers as like they're not normal like human colors. So I didn't realize they were fingers at first until I looked closer and I was like, oh, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
It was a moment of realization.
And well, that's one of those other cool things where it's like, that's design, right? You can do all these cool little things and make them look like I really like this the green and purple. Let's see what colorway. Cell. Oh, duh. Cell. Well, that's why I fucking like it.
Yeah,
Because I'm a fucking Dragon Ball Z nerd.
Yep. There you go.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, just something about this. I just can't get enough of. Well, no shit. But yeah, where it changes the way it looks, and it sells that. Well, it kind of looks like Frieza's hand inside of Cell, which Loki I would love to see. But yeah, like this. There's so much you can do. Like I feel like you just give yourself so much opportunity for like customization and artistic ability to just go crazy.
Yeah, I like it.
Absolutely. This is another one of those both. Was there a colorway or a cap that maybe you thought was going to be fire, but actually wound up being a little bit underwhelming? And then vice versa. Was there one that you're like, okay, this is kind of okay, and then people were like, I'm going to murder someone if I don't get this cap?
Yeah, actually, Cell is the answer to the first question.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, yeah, I also love this cap. I kept one for myself because it didn't sell out. It was one of the only caps that I've made that hasn't had enough entries to sell out, to be honest.
Oh,
and
shit. What was I doing February 17th? Fucking nothing, apparently.
Yeah.
Right. But the cap, I think, I still stand by the cap, though. I think it's awesome. And it's even better in person because it glows. That's all UV resin, so it glows. Answer to the second question would probably be every monochrome colorway that I.
Dude, the monochromes are awesome looking though. Like,
I mean, I agree. They're cool, but people lose their fucking shit over black and white. And I'm sorry, it's not that cool. Coming from somebody who makes caps, it's not hard to make. I mean, come on.
We're looking at UCYO calling you out because he collects monochrome caps.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, the observers with the black eyes, where it like reflects the light, it just looks so sick, so sick.
Yeah, I mean, black and white. In black and white's defense, it does hold to the test of time. It will always be in style, but I mean, people lose their mind. Black and honestly, hyperfusion.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're an artisan, you're trying to break into the game, make black and white hyperfusion for the first year, and you'll be the biggest artisan.
Yeah, I do love the it just says this is I'm reading, by the way, directly from Instagram, all caps, fuck mystery colorway from recent collector sale, and it's white with hyperfuse splatter.
Yep.
And these look amazing.
Well, the name of that cap actually is a story. I was making one of those, and it wasn't meant to be splatter, and then I fucked up on my with a syringe, and it splatted, and I said fuck. So then I made them all splatter. There you go, got a colorway.
I enjoy when there's a cool story behind the name. That's so. I'm pulling up this next one because you mentioned UV. Osiris, I'm going to resend you the link just so it's easier for you to find. This, I guess, this is the wash your damn hands. This is one of the other wash your damn hands caps.
Okay.
That has this kind of UV. All the UV fingers, the eyes are glowing. So is it any like better, worse, harder, easier to work with the kind of UV resin?
Honestly, yeah, but just because the UV resin that I use fucking sucks. I mean, I don't know what Smooth On is doing with their UV resin, but it's horrible, and I hate it. I haven't found UV resin. Maybe I need to do some searching, but it sucks. It settles like in a day. So every time I open it, I have to like fucking use a stand mixer. I have to go and pull out my fucking KitchenAid to mix it. Joke, but
That'd be kind of dope, though.
yeah, right.
I'm sure your wife would be like,
Really?
What are you doing? Now I have to buy a new KitchenAid.
Why is the KitchenAid glowing?
Yeah, but
trying to watch a movie.
Seriously.
But you use it just like any other pigment. It just sucks.
You know what's funny is like personally, I'm not, like, it looks really, really cool. I think that picture looks awesome, but I feel like if I got it in person, I'm like, now it just needs to be dark all the time.
Yeah.
To kind of get that like effect with it. And that's why I'm usually not the biggest fan of like UV or glow in the dark, because I'm like, well, I'm either going to be using it during the day or at night. It's going to show up and look cool for like 2 seconds.
Right.
And then it's not good. So, you know, that's always been my issue with UV or like glow in the dark stuff, is it's like, it's cool as like a party trick, and it's like, oh, neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool on Instagram. It makes for a cool Instagram photo, but
do it for the gram.
Right. I enjoy better when like the whole cap glows versus just details on a cap, because you know a lot of people will have like backlit keyboards that can light up UV. I mean, so I feel like if you do the whole cap in UV resin, more of an opportunity to show than just details like on the washer caps.
Mm.
Interesting. So you've had a lot of casts like that you did earlier that you haven't really done as many of lately. What happened to those? Or are there any that you plan on like bringing back anytime soon?
Yeah, like I'm not casting many mutes right now, but mute will always be in the rotation. I'm just not making Dwight. Same. I like Dwight a lot. I'm just focusing on puppeteers and observers. I want to bring back Gouge. You guys are familiar with Gouge?
I wrote it down, but I forgot exactly which one.
It has rope going across his eye, and they're just sockets. Kind of looks like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to bring that one back.
For those wondering, this is the Gouge.
The only sculpt that is really retired is probably Viscera, because I'm redoing it, which is the rib cage within 10. And
naturally,
also direct correlation to my job. Forgot to mention. And
that one was a pretty easy.
I just imagine someone's browsing Twitch right now, and they just like clicked on this stream, and they just hear you said, "Yeah, I put that one away. I plan on bringing back the Viscera." Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Viscera.
Viscera with, you know, the rib cage with intestines, and they're like, "What the hell?
What the fuck is going on here?"
And Asterd is gone. I should have never made that. But that was when like time I was trying to find. Just is not who I am. It's not what I do. That one's gone. Mute version 1 gone. Wormhog.
So I'm looking for Asterd. The Mal FN one's pretty cool though.
Oh my god! Yeah, forgot about.
Oh, Asterd's the Cyclops, the cute Cyclops. Yeah, this doesn't really match. It's like a Cyclops beaver, which is cool, but it's kind of funny that I'm like, oh, cute little Cyclops. Oh, guy literally ripping his eyes out.
doesn't necessarily fit the
cute
styling.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I honestly, you know, what's funny is I didn't even know you were the one that did the Dwight, and I didn't even know it was called the Dwight. Makes sense why you call it, because it's one of the funniest scenes in all of The Office.
Yeah.
But I was completely unaware that was even you. I find that with every artisan, I'm like, oh shit, I've seen those forever, but I didn't know that was the person.
Dwight is one of my favorites.
I think one of my single favorite caps is this one, which is the Dwight that you did for the Austin meetup, where it's the American Psycho one. It almost looks got a little bit of a little horror story, a little horror movie vibes on it.
Yeah, I actually remember that cap because I had people messaging me about that cap, and I kept having to say, like, look, I sent it to a meetup. If you want the cap, you're going to have to go to Austin. But that was a cool cap. A lot of people like that.
It makes me bummed that I didn't actually get to go to the Austin meetup and possibly win that.
It's got some insane Jason vibes too.
Yeah.
So it's a little 2 for 1. So obviously as an artist, inspiration kind of appears. So typically when do you feel like, I'm sure you've got other casts or other sculpts that are in the making already, but how long do you kind of go? Because it's pretty obvious that the Observer is very new. I'm sure that in making a new cap, you're like, fuck yeah, let's fucking cast the shit out of this cap. But when do you find yourself kind of going, okay, let's get something new, or at least bring something back?
I don't know. I haven't really done a schedule with making new stuff. Honestly, what I'll find is I'll make in terms of, I'm always sculpting. So as you know, I'm making caps, having sales, sculpting something. That was one of my keys in growing my sculpting ability because I have no sculpting background, no art background. I just played music. So I had to really buckle down, sculpt for every day for probably about a year and a half. So I still sculpt almost every day, and I'll just have dud after dud after dud of ideas, and then suddenly something will lock in. And when it locks in, that's when we bring it to production and start making. It's kind of a loose.
I mean, in your case, inspiration might literally hit you in the face. So.
Right.
Or explode into it.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, there's so many caps that just never reach fruition. And that's okay, because it makes the cap that does better.
Are there some tools or maybe some things you could recommend to someone who's maybe interested in starting to sculpt, or maybe not even just make caps as a actual maker, but maybe just for themselves or for friends? There's some tools they could get to kind of start to hone the craft.
And there's this little sculpting kit on Amazon. It's on basic sculpting kit. Get one of those. The only thing you really need out of that kit is a pick, honestly. But then just get some clay. Start sculpting. Because the only thing that makes you good at sculpting, I know people that use 50-year-old fucking ice picks from their grandpa's garage, and they make amazing sculpture. It's just time. There's not really any tools that you can buy that will make you good at sculpting. Just got.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, sculpt until your eyes and your fingers hurt. That's when you know that you need to keep going.
Sculpt until you're looking like an observer, right? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, honestly, I just use Amazon Basics tools. Hey. How high end can you get for a sculpting tool?
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
a piece of metal. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's one of those things that's good to know, because I think a lot of people may look at that and they may have an art background or may have some sort of maybe they're good at drawing or something, and they think, oh, I want to get into that, but I know it's probably really expensive, because most art hobbies are you got your Crayola level, and then you've got the Prismacolor, like super high end. People spending like $80 on a brush. So it's cool to hear that like you're doing it big and you're using the Amazon basics. You don't need to do
basic.
Ain't got to go crazy.
And I mean, you also have to find what medium you like sculpting in. I mean, I know there's not a right answer for that. Every artist uses different mediums, and you just gotta try them out and find what you like. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like that goes with the keyboard hobby in general, right? It's there's no right answer. What all three of our preferences of like switches and keyboards and layouts, they're all different, and none of them are wrong.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I hate like that whole elitism bullshit in the keyboard community, and honestly, the sneaker community. Every community, like you use and you wear what you like.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't go past that. If you like hype shit, then good for you. Enjoy it. But if you just like regular stuff and you're happy with it, then it's not hurting anybody. Just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Truer words have never been spoken.
Well, I know the keyboard community has a lot of that, but
it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's people like people who bash on 65% boards are just the worst type of humans. Like they're just human garbage.
Oh God!
Like, honestly, they should just go put their head through a wall. But it's whatever. Yeah, it is crazy to think because I know it happens because it happens I've seen it happen in the artisan community. There's that
100%.
I am ashamed that I thought this way because it really shouldn't be this way. But when Eric and I first had our conversation about Mechs on Deck, when we first said, "Hey, we should start something," I looked over at Eric and I said, the only bad part about us starting something is if we don't have nicer things, people aren't going to listen to us.
I mean, that was like the first time we went to a meetup. The reason I didn't bring my board is because I didn't think my board was good enough to have at the meetup.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of mentality that shouldn't be like people shouldn't have in the community.
Yeah. I've thought about saying that statement multiple times on stream because it's something that I firmly believed. And what's sad is while, stream all you want. If you want to sit there, I want to give a quick shout out to DDD Klein. He's recently started streaming and I checked out his stuff last night. He did a great job. And there are a lot of people that can do it. There are a lot of people that can stream that don't need super expensive boards or super high-end custom boards. You can be a fucking keyboard streamer with a Cooler Master if you know what you're talking about, right? If you don't know what you're talking about, that's when things start getting a little more wishy-washy. But this community is built on people going, I want something nicer. So don't tell people, well, since you don't have the nice thing, I'm not going to talk to you.
Right. Yeah. But another thing I don't like, and this is also tying into sneakers and keyboards, is the idea of nice doesn't mean expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you enjoy what it is, if it is expensive, cool, good for you. But if it's not, still cool, still good for you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean your opinion is less valid.
Absolutely. Because there's so many things and we've talked about it so many times how like in the last year and a half, the difference between something that is like even like the KBD fans tofu versus something that's super high end, that line, and even like you look at the KBD 67 Mark II and the Polaris, both boards that were in that 300 range, whereas 2 years ago the gap between those $300 boards and the $600 boards were huge. It is now very small. So it's like
for sure.
So it's like saying, oh well, it's not good because it's not a Key Cult or an Iron 165 or a TGR. That doesn't really fly anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Everything's good.
And I mean, this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't like Key Cult boards. I think they're just not impressive. if you're gonna charge that much and people and a community's gonna hype up something, it better be cool and it better be unique. And they're just not. I've seen them at meetups. I've touched them at meetups. I'm not spending $1,500. I mean, come on.
That is a hot take.
Hot take.
There you have it.
And
That
I
is a
love
hot
it. I
take.
love it. I enjoy the hot take, because at the end of the day, because the best part about this community, to me, the best part about this community, your opinion is not wrong because it is your opinion. You have every right to think that way, and that's perfectly fine. I enjoy key cult boards. I think they're awesome. I have said to Osiris's face on stream, yes, and it was face to face, that the key cult number 2 is boring.
Key cult number 2 is better than the number 1. Fight me.
Well, okay,
but
see,
I get that concept
that is
of
all
like,
just my opinion.
yeah, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
one of
absolutely.
those things of, are you willing to, like what is, how big of an actual difference to the consumer, to you, to the person, is an $800 TKL versus a $250 TKL?
Right.
Is that
yeah.
difference justified to you? Because it might not be. If you're someone who maybe doesn't make a whole lot of money, and $250, that's going to take you a month or two to save up, or even longer, where that might be top of the line. And let's be real, that 250, 300, that $300, that KBD 8X Mark II, that's going to be 10 times nicer than 90% of the shit you buy at a store.
100%. I mean, to the normal person, a $250 keyboard is out of the question, even if you're a fucking millionaire. Like, because they're not in the hobby, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $250 on a keyboard? No way.
They haven't been enlightened yet.
Right.
Yet.
That's it.
They haven't joined the cult.
But no, I mean, I feel the same way about TGR boards, and I think Jeff Lefbird said it in the chat. Like, I built a 910, which is like super, super highly regarded, and I was like, okay, like, this is just like, it's not bad,
neat.
It's good, but it's like neat, yeah, neat.
Yeah.
Neat. Keeb Noob asks a great question. Do you think that people with intro boards are intimidated to share when a lot of the visibility in the community is given to luxury boards?
Yeah, 100%. If you know what is going on, sure. But I mean, I see kids and stuff at meetups with duckies and intro boards, and they're having a great time off their boards because they don't know what a fucking TGR is. I mean, so power to them. I mean,
yeah,
but yes, there definitely are people who are afraid to admit that they own intro boards.
And it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that way. I do think hype sells, right? I mean, it is with sneakers, with keyboards, with computers, with video games, all that. The flashy shit sells. And it sells with streamers. It sells with, there's a reason that, and I'm not trying to flame Teha. Teha, good friend of the stream, and amazing what he does. The Tfue keyboard, right? That was 99% flashy. At the end of the day, that's a key code number 1, which is kind of old news at this point.
Right.
That board came out over a year ago. But it had splatter paint and it had a name attached to it. It's all hype. Right. And then I see a lot of these streamers, which, once again, not flaming them. This is something that I've talked to Osiris about, because I've said personally, like, I would never want to do this. I think it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But putting like $2,000, $3,000 keyboard, because to me, I'm like, that's not how you get people in. That's just building hype for something. When these boards, we were very, very critical of Tfue's first custom build, the $700
5 degree,
the $700 5 degree keyboard that.
Hey, I have a 5 degree, so don't roast it.
No,
I mean, it's not bad, but it's not $700.
It's not bad, but it's not $700.
No.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, so, it's just, to me, putting numbers and publicly to build hype. I'm like, you're building hype. I get that. That's what's going to bring viewership in. That's what's going to bring and pull people in and get people interested, because people are going to go, huh, what? I recently sold my Austin, and I had to explain to the FedEx guy that it was a computer keyboard. And then he stared at me for like 30 seconds and was like, wait, like, really? And I literally opened up, I don't ever do this, but I opened up the box to be like, I promise you, it is a keyboard. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, I don't have enough time to explain to you why this keyboard costs this much.
when why
it's this heavy.
When I took the Linus Tech Tips Bauer, the one that was signed by LTT, when I took it to UPS to ship, they're like, okay, what's the value? And I was like, $3,000. Because I was like, I want to do enough to where, like, if Dixie has to get this made again, he can. Like, one
Right.
off. And the lady was like, what is it? And I was like, it's a keyboard. She's like, what? And I'm like, she's like, this is too small to be a keyboard, because she thought it was like a piano.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's like a computer keyboard. And she's like, what? I'm like, can you just tell me how much I owe you? Like, I need to leave.
I don't got time. I don't got time to sit here for 3 hours explaining what a mechanical keyboard is.
But I think back to like the intro thing is, I think there's a lot of people that focus on the super high end. And I think we're starting to see it happen now, where a lot of even like streamers and even like Nathan, he's focusing on doing things that are kind of the stepping stones in the hobby, right? Like people starting out with a Tofu, then maybe getting like a Polaris or a KVD 67, then maybe getting something like a Rama, and then getting like a Key Cult. And I think that's what like we want to promote like in the community, is like that progression of moving up in keyboards. Because I think you learn a lot more about what you like and what you are looking for in keyboards when you make that progression. Whereas if you just go from like nothing to Key Cult or Tofu to TGR, you're going to miss a lot of cool stuff along the way.
For sure.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, how, I know I've seen the people that are like, yeah, I went from typing on my full size to getting a Key Cult TKL. I'm like, how do you know you like a TKL? I'm like, well, I just know I like a TKL. I'm like, well, have you tried all these other options available to you? I'm like, no. I'm like, I thought I would love TKL. I have one coming in and I do enjoy them, but it's not my favorite layout by any means.
Right. Yeah.
So, and what's funny is I find myself, I'm going to show this off because I feel like I've shown this off every single time. This is growing to be one of my favorite. This is a stacked acrylic board. I definitely went like lateral / backwards in terms of like, super duper high end custom keyboards. This is a custom keyboard. This was custom made to me. It's just not made with gasket mounting. It's not made with all aluminum. It's not the super duper fancy, it's kind of like keyboards almost with the features of a keyboard. It's almost like a hashtag, right?
Right.
It's like, well, how many hashtags can I fill up in this keyboard?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I want to say something to Arg's point in the chat. He said hype is good and it does grow a community. And for sure, I like hype. Clearly, I have hype sneakers. I mean,
Mr. Hype Beast.
Right.
Don't think I didn't notice that antisocial social club shirt.
But I have to say, it's okay to not agree with hype. And it's also okay to accept people who don't agree with your own hype.
Yeah.
Because everybody else hypes up their own shit. So that's okay. I mean, but sometimes people get locked into there should only be one hype. It should be Key Call. That should be RAM. And that doesn't have to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to apologize to everyone who's in chat for those last couple follows that came across the screen. Those people have been banned. I apologize for that. So I'm not going to say anything about who it was, but I apologize for that. Sorry. I got really frustrated there for a second.
No worries. but yeah, so I'm glad you were paying attention. But so that's the one thing that at Mechs on Deck we have always tried to promote is that there is no right or wrong in this hobby. There's no, well, except for membrane keyboards. That's, I think that's the one solidified, unified.
Yeah.
Don't buy a membrane keyboard. But
For sure.
but just because someone has a key cult or a super hype board doesn't mean that your tofu is any less valuable or any less worth of what it is. I've typed on tofus that are fantastic. I've typed on the KBD decks I used to have, fantastic board. Some of these boards are amazing if they're built really well.
Right.
I would rather me build a tofu than use someone else who's only built one keyboard build me a key cult. I would rather use the tofu because I know
100%.
I know that I would make it more to me.
I mean, yeah, you can make any board feel great if you build it, what to put in it. And that's another thing that gets looked over is just if you're starting out, it's okay to do intro builds, but we should be promoting how to build them properly, where you're going to enjoy that build. And if you do want to sell it, somebody else will want to buy it from you because it's not built like shit.
Mm. So, guys, we will get to the giveaway here in a little bit. So we will be doing marbles, of course. But yeah, so Janky Render says Rama is my top tier. Absolutely. Whatever top tier there is whatever your top tier is. So a lot of people I've seen that go, key cults are unattainable. I'm not going to try with a 1% chance to potentially spend a crap ton of money on a board I may never get. But you know what is attainable is a Rama. And it's like, yes, bingo, perfect. Like, go after that goal because Ramas are solid boards. So, but yeah, and Axot kind of says it perfectly as well. It's not about the end game; it's about the journey. So, but one thing I do want to talk about is shoes. Shoes.
We're all here.
That's why. Let's be real. That's why I want to brag. So I hit you up Friday or Saturday, and I was like, "Hey, man, wouldn't it be cool to if just brought up the idea of like, hey, maybe we could do a giveaway with some caps." And we were just kind of talking. We talked a lot about shoes and a lot about sneakers in the past before the stream, mainly because you post on your stories of like you flex on your stories like super hard, and I'm like, this guy, I get this guy.
But I don't like hype. I just want to make that
clear. Okay, Mr. Off-White.
You got a rug that people pay like $1,000 for.
The IKEA rug is not that much.
It's up there.
The wet grass.
Yeah. That one's fun. But I just said, we were just talking and he was like, what would you do? And I was like, I think the Rookie of the Year Jordan 1s would be a really cool colorway, right? And he was like, awesome. And I was like, yeah. And we were just talking more and more. And I was like, yeah, it's just like, it's such a toss-up of my favorite Jordan colorway between Rookie of the Year and Obsidian. He was like, why don't we do both? And I was like,
sure.
What the fuck?
Why not?
And so literally like within 48 hours, he sends me a picture that it's the picture of the Rookie of the Year. So these are the Rookie of the Year Jordan 1s. These are one of my favorite shoes. It's a suede tan, white, and black. And this is the Obsidian, which is a navy. It's basically GMK Mizu in a shoe. Which, fuck, I can do that right now. This, boom. Match your boards, right? And so he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then he sent me a picture of the Rookie of the Year ones like 2 days later. I was like, what the shit? It's like, I thought those took a long time to make, and he was like, "Nah, it's good."
No, I got it.
I
They
got
look
you,
great.
dog.
Thank
But how did you become a sneakerhead?
So a couple years ago, I was mainly into. I've always kind of been into sneakers, but I was just into GRs, which for anybody that doesn't know, is general releases. Like I said, the Presto React is still one of my favorite shoes. And that's how it started. And I would just go to the mall, buy some shoes, wear the shoes, rinse and repeat. But then it kind of grew. I kind of found the community on, r/sneakers. It's just a big flex fest. So I was like, well, I guess I can get something so I can get some karma on this subreddit. So then I just, there. I hit on a sneakers raffle, and I thought that was pretty fun. It reminded me a lot of keycaps. So, clearly I have an addictive personality with keyboards and keycaps. So when that happened, I was like, okay, man.
So are you just like insanely lucky with raffles, or are you
I would say probably about an 80-20 split, 80 being resale, 20 being raffle. The biggest thing I hit on the raffles were the Off-White 5s.
those are nuts.
So,
I still
yeah.
those, and then the Travis Scott, the olives. Those two I was like waiting for, and then I didn't get, and I was like, well, never gonna get those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the Off-White 5s, they dropped in price when COVID hit, because they were going for like crazy, $1,100-$1,200, and I wear a size 14. So, yeah.
There's not a lot of size 14s out there.
No.
Yeah, it's funny because a rookie of the year was the first shoe, because I don't consider myself like a super big sneakerhead.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I follow it. I try to get in on them, but I'm not someone that likes the shoes that I really like are very expensive, and I'm not like, I can't justify spending $600-$700, $1,000 on a pair of shoes. The rookie of the years aren't that, but I haven't pulled the trigger on them. But one because Chewy did, and then I was like, I'll get something different. Something else will come.
I feel bad because I totally stole that from you. I was like, you told me about them, and I was like, fuck, these are good. I'm gonna get these.
That was the first shoe. That was the first shoe that I was gonna enter in. And I entered the raffle on like 4 sites. And then didn't win on any of them, and I was very disappointed. But since then, I still haven't hit. I haven't hit. Come on. Trying to get the tie-dyes on Friday. Got to figure out my size in women's so I can get them. But yeah.
I actually took a group of friends who were just into sneakers at all to a local sneaker shop, and the rookie of the years were the one shoe that they all were like, holy shit, that shoe is awesome. I want it. So there's something about it. Honestly, it just is a great shoe.
Yeah, I love wearing them. I think I've literally gotten to wear these twice because I got them during quarantine, and I wore them to the store once, and then my parents, and they're comfortable. But Jordan 1s take a few wears to break in. They're a little stiff, and kind of feel like you're wearing like pieces of wood for a little bit. But no, I absolutely love wearing my these just are suede, and sadly in Texas, just like I'm sure everywhere else, it's like, one day at one point it could be 90 degrees hot with no clouds in the sky in the morning and be pouring rain in the afternoon, so it can be a little hard to figure out exactly when I'm going to wear them.
For sure.
So, yeah, no, I think Eric probably got me more into the sneakerhead life than I ever intended. I used to only I wore Toms for like ever. And then I got a pair of the Onitsuka Tigers, and I really, really liked them. Unfortunately, my dog ate the backs of them. And then after that, Eric said, "Oh, you should try these EQT 9317s," and they were like walking on clouds because I stand half the day at work. And after that, it just kind of picked up and kept going, and I was like, "All right, sweet."
Yeah, you just recently got the Obsidians, like
Yeah,
less
like
than a month
within
ago.
this past month. Yeah.
I've been debating. I want to pick up a pair of Jordan 1s, hoping for these tie-dyes on Friday. But I feel like I need to get some court purples because they're not crazy expensive of the Jordan 1s.
Have you seen them with the light purple laces?
No.
Freeze up, freeze a gang.
They're so good.
They look clean.
People are hating on them. People were hating on the court purples.
Anybody
laces.
that does Chicago blocking, I feel like just gets hated on. I think Rookie of the Year is one of the few that don't. Everything else, it's like fair game. But if it's Chicago blocking and it's not Chicago, people are like, "Yeah, it's bad." I'm like, "Fuck off."
True.
Yeah, I'm not into the Chicago colorway, honestly. I don't really wear a lot of red. I can't really pull off red shoes, I don't think.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
I want like one of the OG pairs.
Yeah.
Like 85. Yeah.
An 85 Chicago. Yeah.
I do. The only ones that I do really like are the Varsity 85 ones that came out, but they're like $1,300. It's like it's basically a Chicago one, but all of the white is black and then the check is red.
Yeah.
But guys, if you have any questions for Lividity, please ask. Hit at Mex on Deck, ask the question so we can see it. We'll be doing the giveaway here shortly. If you have a question for us as well, ask away. Artisans, keyboards,
shoes,
what have you? Shoes. Food,
I do have a question. What shoes are both of you looking forward to that are releasing soon? Is there anything on your radar?
I know mine. I've got two.
All right, you go first.
All right. So the Jordan 1 Mochas that are coming out in December. So it's basically a Travis Scott, but all leather Jordan 1, and it's not a reverse check, and it's not going to be $1,400.
Although that reverse check is sick. just gonna say. All the Travis Scotts are sick. I don't even really like his music that much, but
I don't really like the blue 4s, but that's just me.
How about the purple 4s? The friends and family.
Oh yeah, the ones where that guy sold them for like $400.
Yes,
accident because he didn't know what he had.
Yes.
What about you,
I'm
Lividity?
looking forward to the Mochas.
Mochas?
Yeah, they're going to be nice. They're going to fill the Travis one void. I know Sakai has been teasing. It's like a Zoom runner type of deal. Those look like they're going to be fun. Forward to those. I've liked all the previous Sakai stuff.
Kind of out there. They're kind of out there.
Yeah, they're weird. They're weird for sure.
Yeah. I think they announced it next year. So next year, the 4 white cements should be coming back. Okay. I do really like the 4 white cements, but they showed off one that it's a Jordan 4 and like a university blue and sail colorway that looks gorgeous. I posted it in our sneaker channel in Discord and just absolutely love it. I think it looks fantastic. And then there's another one that's kind of like sail and green trim as well. So
yeah, I'm also looking forward to just see what other dunk release this year, because the dunk craze and the SB craze is going. So I'm really hoping we get some different collabs. I know I'm still looking for Chunky Dunk.
Have fun. I can have fun with that.
I only want them with the ice cream box. I'm not buying them without it.
They are talking about bringing back the Dave's Famous Meat or whatever. I can't remember the exact name of it. I don't know if it's Dave.
I was about to say, if it was Dave's Famous Meat, I'm pretty sure they'd probably get in trouble with Wendy's.
Oh man, what the hell is that called? Sorry, I'm looking it up, but there's a pair of Air Max 90s. Dave's Quality Meats. It's like a chop shop. Yeah, there it is. Gravy on mayo. Thank you. There is talk of them bringing back that Air Max 90, and it literally looks like a strip of bacon.
Yeah, I've always seen these, and I never knew what they were exactly. But no,
they are very sought after.
DQMs. Okay, I've always seen them referred to as DQM, and I didn't know it. That's what.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've decided though that if I don't get the tie-dyes on Friday, I'm probably going to end up picking up a pair of NYC to Paris. They've been growing on me.
Those are cool. Those are really, really cool.
Are those the Blazers?
No, they're the Jordan ones that they're like, they fade to like a pink color.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Over time.
Those are sick. Hellbent TV, which shout out, saw him today and gave him a very enticing and awesome fist bump. Not a handshake because COVID, but it was fist bump and then just kind of walk away and don't touch anything, right? But I built his Tofu 65 and solid build. He asks, "Are you a synth user or Z-Butt for your artisans?"
I actually use a custom mold system by Glenn the Beck. Or is that Glenn the Black? Is that his name?
I think it's Glenn the Black.
Glenn the Black. Yes, GTB. So he has a 3D printer. He has great custom molds. Highly recommend anybody looking for molds, something to sculpt on, anything. He has it all, and he's great.
I want to say CYO uses that as well.
I also do use synth stuff, though. I mean, I feel like anybody who knows how useful. But in terms of production, I mean, Glenn's stuff is just so scalable. Just so
nice.
Yeah, I remember a couple people back on the Quarantine on Deck talked about that, so that they use his stuff.
Yeah, really great. It's similar to Z-Butt type of deal, but it's good.
So Quinn Pin asks, he's hoping to have his first artisan sale soon. Any tips for things to avoid or lean into for a new maker running sales? I thought it said ruining. I was like,
I'm trying to ruin a sale. Any tips? Don't deliver.
Don't worry about how many caps you sell for sale or any sale. If one person buys a cap, that makes making your shit worth it because somebody else gets it. So try to let go. I know it's hard after you've invested time and I'm sure invested money to make caps, but just try to let go of that and try to enjoy just making and selling, no matter how many people are buying. Also, shipping time. I know a lot of artisan makers drop the ball on shipping. Not mentioning any names, but
looking at you, CYO. I'm totally kidding. He ships his shit out the next day.
I recently had a horrible shipping time because I moved, and it really fucks things up. And I felt so bad about it. So if you're gonna make caps and have a sale, try to have them ready to ship, get it out as fast as possible.
Sound advice. What was this? I had a question, or I had something that I wanted to say. Like he said earlier, Quinpen, go for monochrome and hyperfuse colorways.
Yep. Then you will sell out.
Yeah, then everyone will buy it.
And you will be a sellout. No, I'm just okay, there was a shoe I was thinking of. Back to shoes. Sorry.
No, you're good.
And it's not New York to Paris, but it's New York versus LA Blazers. I don't know if you're familiar. They're not popular. I put the chat. but they're awesome and they're so slept on. I want very bad. Come with like a bunch of laces. It's cool.
Ooh, those are pretty sweet. Super clean.
Yeah, they're just real simple, real clean. You can swap out laces. They have 2 different color soles, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those are neat. So it looks like Arg asked, do you have a background on arts or is it just pure instinct?
Well, at this point, my background is making keycaps because I've been doing it for a while. But before that, no, no visual art. At least I was a musician for a long time, but no visual art. So I just started practicing sculpting.
Very nice, and that's a great thing. I did not have. Osiris had some work with soldering, with being a guitar tech. I had 0 experience with soldering.
I mean, you
Now
were
I
like
solder.
scared when the first
Yeah, I
time.
was 100%. I was like,
Soldering is scary, though.
I didn't want to fuck it up on my first
Right.
try, and then after I did one, I was like, oh, this is easy as shit.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, soldering is the thing that's like scary, but it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I get that. I mean, it's completely understandable that it is scary because you're just like,
Yeah. Another thing with soldering is you have to buy a decent soldering
yeah,
iron.
and that's.
I mean, decent solder and a decent solder sucker.
yes.
That's
Yes.
so underrated. I mean, I know they can be expensive, but if you fuck up, if you have a decent one, it saves your.
The
Yeah.
I had one of the like cheapy ones that you can get for like $6 or $7 on Amazon, and I was using it, and then the thing exploded on me, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I think it's not that expensive. I think it's like maybe $30 on Amazon. It has a silicone tip.
Yeah, the little engineer
Yeah,
SSO2.
those are the gray ones are great.
Yeah,
this guy.
Yep, that's the one. It's great.
I have this like monstrosity one that I got on Amazon, and it works fantastic because it's just really hard to push down.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of force to push down. So I'm like, for 1 or 2, this is great for a quick like repair of like 1 or 2 switches. But good lord, trying to do that on a full board just like tears my hands up.
Yeah. Full board FR301 or another actual real solder sucker all the way. But you like
one of the ones that actually like heats up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are sweet.
But they're loud
expensive,
as hell.
but they're so worth it. And yeah, and they're loud as shit.
They're loud, really?
Oh yeah, because it's like
whenever I do that, I like tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm about to desolder with this gun, and I'm going to be doing this at minimum 200 times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as generally being said, anyone doing regular desoldering, the FR301 is like a lifesaver. Just take care of it. It's definitely something you have to work on. But hey guys, real quick, we're going to take a quick like 3-minute break to get things set up, and we will be right back with some marbles with some awesome giveaways. So we will be right back.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We are back and we are getting ready to do the giveaways. Let me see if the overlay works. Give it a second. Marbles will be coming up soon. We have 2 sets of caps that we are giving away. One being after the Chewy. You want to grab the obsidians? After Chewy's obsidians, and the other being after the Rookie of the Years. There you go. So you can vote for your map that you would like. You can type !vote followed by a number 1 through 55. I think we'll do 2 runs. We'll do one for the Obsidians and then one for the Rookie of the Years. Which one?
So are we giving them away as a set?
Oh, no, it'll be the first 2
No,
people.
we'll do first 2.
Okay. All right.
You got to spread the love a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And so, and what we'll do, guys, is if you get first place, you get to pick which one you want, because there's an obsidian and an observer of each. So if you get first place, you get to pick. Second place gets that, gets the other one. So, yeah, I'm excited. And
I'm
then
ready for marbles.
Just because in the heart of being a good artisan maker, it'll probably ship out in 4 to 6 months.
Right, standard artisan time.
The standard times.
Right.
We need some more people to vote because everyone's we're going for. All right,
We're so
we got one.
spread
Someone
out.
broke the tie. The lucky few. All right, this will be which one we want to do first, Rookie or Obsidian?
Let's do obsidian.
Obsidian. All right, these are for the Obsidians. So you type !play to be entered to win an Obsidian cap. There is an observer, and then what's the other sculpt?
Puppeteer.
Puppeteer, right. Couldn't remember off the top of my head.
I was going through with all the names, and I was like, man, okay, so what is malfn?
Okay.
Yeah.
Malfunction.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought, but I was like, I don't know if this is an acronym. I don't know, naming can be interesting.
Yeah, that is what I should have answered for a cap that I thought was cool, but didn't hit. Because at first I thought it was insane, but I don't like it even. So I probably won't.
Very nice. It is kind of funny though that I've talked about this with both Osiris and Lividity. To me, I think the big difference, or the big similarity in the keyboard world and the shoe world is you buy these nice shoes because the quality of the shoe is very solid, and then wear them, right? And so I will always say, wear your damn shoes and type on your damn keyboards. Like, don't buy something just to put up. I wear all of my shoes as much as I can because I wear shoes every day, and I might as well.
Right.
Not during quarantine, but type on your boards, use your boards. We talk a lot.
Build your boards.
Build your boards, exactly. Use them, but
burnt oranges.
Use box.
Yeah, there you go. Use box. But there's a big thing about don't crease your shoes. Don't crease your shoes. And then that translates into keyboards. Don't shine your keycaps. I'm like, no, just fucking type on your key. It gives it character. Every scuff is a story, right?
Right. Honestly, I'm more inclined to buy a shined key set aftermarket because I don't feel bad for using it and beating it up.
Don't peel your Wong box. My lovely uncle, I'm going to need explanation because mine comes in Tuesday.
I will say, I was trying to take pictures of my iron today, and my GMK 9 set is pretty shined up, and the shine does not look great in the photos.
Taking photos of shine caps is hard for sure.
Yeah.
I see the SA Bliss set.
Someone put up SA Bliss for $1,000.
That's got to be a meme. That's got to be a meme.
I hope so.
All
I
right.
mean, I feel like that's one of those things where I'm like, if someone is, no, if someone is stupid enough to buy that keycap set for $1,000, that's on them.
That's true.
That's my thought on it. So we got 53 people signed up for it. We have 62 viewers right now. So if you are not in,
hit that
get in
exclamation
there.
point play. Elephant, we see you.
Lividity, if you want to join for your own caps,
Save yourself some shipping,
That's true. 4 to 6 months to myself.
Exactly.
Literal snail mail.
I throw it somewhere in my room and then wait 4 months trying to.
You only ship everything once every year when you move to a new place.
Right.
Like
and then I use the
cleaning
excuse
up.
of moving.
Yeah.
Sorry, I moved last month. Sorry about your cap from last year.
It's all good. Hey, I'm still waiting on a keyboard that I bought
2 years
here
ago.
in a few days. I need to look because we're
July
getting
1st.
very, very close. Was it July 1st?
It's like July 1st.
Yeah, so we're about a week away. I think we'll have a little party. Whenever I hit 2 years. It's not even arriving at my place. I already I have not
2 years.
Oh yeah. M0110. And he even said one thing I missed, I came up with a topic the other day about like I want to talk about the M0110 buy and how this guy what he did right, what he did wrong. And one thing he's doing right is he's admitting he was like, I fucked this buy up so bad. like he's saying in the Geekak thread, he's like, I did such a bad job on this. He's like, I am so sorry. I'm trying. And I was like, respect.
Yeah,
props to him for trying.
At least you get a little bit of entertainment while you wait.
Right.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and start this. You got 10 seconds to enter exclamation point play in the chat. But yeah, props to him for sticking with it, even though he waited until the week they were supposed to ship to tell everyone that they weren't shipping.
Really?
Oh yeah. It was a whole thing.
That's pretty good.
I can't see marbles right now, unfortunately. It's if I do full screen on the Twitch preview, it just like freezes for me. It's strange. But it's funny. I remember my wife and I were Christmas shopping, and so it was supposed to deliver Thanksgiving weekend, and we were Christmas shopping a week later. And I was just kind of annoyed. I was like, man, I was really wanting the M0110 to get here because Olivia came in. Mind you, this is when Olivia shipped. When round one Olivia shipped. I had it, and I was like so excited. I was going to put box navies, which I'm so glad I didn't. So I would have ruined those caps. But I was going to put box navies on them, and I was going to. I was so hyped for this build. There's going to be my M0110, and Olivia was going to look great. And then it was like, yeah, it's delayed. It's going to be delayed until like March, probably, of 2019. And it's June of 2020. It'd be like that sometimes, though.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it happens when you are doing community ran by.
Rez was in the lead, and then he just lost it.
Oof. I wish I could see. I see, like it's live,
just
but I can't
go to
tell.
the regular Twitch page.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, Starstone got yeeted.
Oh,
Gotta hold up. Beef well done. He passed all the way up here.
literally every time I pull it up, it just comes to a grinding halt.
Even on just the regular Twitch page?
Yeah, it's only when I was going into full screen.
Beef well done is our first winner. Second winner. Is it gonna be Grindbox? And it is Grindbox. Congratulations to Beef Well Done and Grindbox. You are the winners. I'm sure Chewy will message you to figure out.
We will. Beef Well Done. Please PM me on Discord. So Choman, thanks Choman. Beef well done. Please PM me. Beef well done. Okay. Oh, see some OMGs. So please PM Chewart Little on Discord. I will handle the grind box thing as. Listen, you get for those wondering. We couldn't rig this if we tried. We have no way of being able to do anything. But we have friends, and sometimes we root for our friends to get stuff because we would never rig something to get someone something pre-recorded. There
pre-recorded, yeah, absolutely. It's 10:10 p.m. in Dallas, Texas, on June 24th.
So when a friend wins something, it's always nice. Like Choman won something the other day, and we were super happy about that. But beef well done, please. If you are on Discord, send me a message. So we have a pre-existing professional D&D relationship where I kill his character semi-regularly. That's accurate. Although he doesn't kill my character as much as my wife kills me. So but I'm just going to write this out in my little private chat, but beef well done, please send me a Discord message. And so we can I have your Discord? It's here. We'll add this, and it is suffice it to say, beef well done and grind will be we will ask. I mean, you're more than welcome to enter in the next run, but we will skip over your name if you do win again. But if you won again, that'd be impressive.
That would be very impressive. This next run, you can
definitely rigged at that point.
If they win, yeah, I would say I'm running it, and I would think it's rigged.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Again, exclamation point vote followed by number 1 through 55, and these are for the Rookie of the Year apps, Observer or Puppeteer. Nice. If you got in on like GMK Sandstorm, or maybe you picked up the Zenith.
Another one, Cafe.
It would look great with all of those.
It's going to look super good on Cafe, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think it's even going to look great with Nines. Alinsky, or AKA Skins. Thank you for the 3 months. We'll show you the money. I don't have any money on me right now because I don't carry cash, and my wallet is literally only cards, but I have no money to show you. I'm sorry.
Ooh, I actually have cash. Today, I got cash today. I was like, ooh, cash. What do I do with this other than spend it immediately?
All right. It looks like On the Felt is the winner. This is number 55.
I was about to be like, I didn't even know we ran the marbles.
This one's like a poker, like a casino card game themed. Get your exclamation point plays going. Fill up the chat.
Even more rigged.
This is gambling.
This is super rigged.
Ultra rigged.
This is just counting cards rigged. Yeah, Rookie of the Year. This is the shoe that kind of made me really want to get in because this is the shoe that Osiris was like all about. And I still it's one of those like I feel bad, but then I'm like, fuck you, I don't feel bad.
The thing was it was one of those situations where I feel like you were almost like afraid to tell me that you got them. Like,
I was 100%.
You're like, oh,
I was like,
I got these.
Yeah, and then I was just like, so anyway, and because I really like this colorway, and I just think because it's one of those shoes that while it is very like this is a sneaker, this is a very specific shoe, it has very tame colors, where it's like it kind of goes with every. You can kind of now I am a big like don't wear fucking sneakers to a fucking wedding unless like they tell you to. But you can kind of dress this shoe up a little bit.
It's very
classy. You can make this shoe is a lot easier to dress up than these bright blue shoes. So it's one of those things. But no, I 100% because I got them for my birthday and I was like, I feel bad. But they're there are not as many Jordan 1s that I'm like sitting here dying for. So
Lividity, do you dress up your sneakers? No.
No.
Do you have
have
any-
to have a separation.
yeah. Do you have?
Yeah.
Do you like nicer like boots and shoes?
Yeah, I like some dress shoes, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go crazy. Like, I have one pair of dress shoes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all you really need. If you if you have a pair of black dress shoes and a black suit.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
have
I
like
have,
a
like,
pair
7.
of black. I think I have a pair of tan
Mhm.
because I have a couple of suits that I have to wear. So it's like dark blue and much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I've got the classic. I have a black pair of dress shoes, a brown pair of dress shoes.
Yeah.
For my black suit and my gray suit.
Yeah.
So it's.
I
used to have these really bright ass green dress shoes that I wound up giving to Eric.
I was about to say,
too,
you mean the ones that I have?
yeah, I gave them to Eric because they were too narrow.
Okay.
They hurt my feet way too much. And Eric and I wear the same shoe, but my foot is like a solid inch wider, and I have to wear a size up because my foot is so freaking wide.
Right.
So I gave him these green dress shoes.
I wore them to your engagement party.
Yep.
But no, I have like 7 pairs of brown shoes, dress shoes, because I wear dress shoes every day, and I don't wear a black suit. I only wear like blue or grays, and so I would always wear brown shoes. So I bought like 4 different pairs of brown shoes, and they're all different colors, and some are wingtips, some are not.
Yeah, that's definitely acceptable.
Never tried shoes before. You know who's also a sneakerhead, who's also an artisan, is I just went blank on the name. God damn it.
Well,
she made the caps, the first caps we ever gave away.
Latry Allen.
What's her name? Latry Allen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like really into shoes.
Didn't know that. Her caps are cool.
Yeah, her caps are her rainbow ones that she's making for Midnight Rainbow are on point.
Yeah, I think she does a lot of like alcohol ink.
Mm.
Yeah, really cool.
So,
all right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get it started.
Let's get this pre-recorded video up and running.
See who wins on this on the felt.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, everyone. I wish I knew how to control this better, but I still don't. I feel like I should use my controller when I do this.
Do it, you won't.
My controller's connected to my TV currently.
No, that's fair.
But, you know, I've got a Samsung TV that's got a Steam Link built in, so I can just...
There you go.
You know.
Shit, I didn't even know that existed.
It's pretty sweet, I'm not going to lie.
I got a Steam Link a while back when it was on like a summer sale for like $20. And I couldn't get it to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong.
It's a little finicky. So our moderator, Willio, he got me one for Christmas or my birthday. They're like 2 weeks apart. He got me one. And while I don't use it for a lot of things, the great thing I can use it for is when big group parties, we play Jackbox.
Okay, yeah.
And it works perfect for that. It's almost like it was made for that. Like outside of that, I don't typically, most games that I play, I might play Rocket League out there, but at that point I would just buy Rocket League on the Switch.
Right.
And play it on the Switch because I don't play really online. If I play online, I'm playing on my computer.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big Rocket League fan. I play a lot of Rocket
League. We'll have to play Rocket League sometime.
Let's do it.
Oh, whoa. No.
People getting yeeted?
Figured it out, yeah. Sometimes when people get yeeted, they fly past the person who's actually in first. So the game then thinks that person is in first. Oh. Arg is the winner, and Ravo.
Arg and Ravo, congrats. Arg and Ravo, please join the Discord or at least visit the Discord for a little bit. and PM me Arg and Ravo. Hold on, Arg, Ravo. Let me message this. Real quick.
So what's next for you, Mr. Lividity?
Like tonight, or
Well, like no, like for Lividity caps.
What do we got coming up?
coming up, I'm doing a collab with Cat Hyperfuse,
Ooh.
which will be fun.
I thought you hated Hyperfuse like so much.
Well, yeah. But if a dead horse keeps spitting out money, no. I'm really excited to do it. I'm doing it with Jay Saint S. If you're familiar. He's a really cool dude. I did a collab with him on Oasis, which was really fun. So I'm doing that. That's next up in terms of the casting schedule. I have a couple caps or a couple sales made already that are going to be going up in the next week or two, and going to keep at it. Try to get a new sculpt out maybe in the next month and see where it goes.
Ooh, fancy.
See what happens at work.
See what kind of inspiration you can get.
Yeah, exactly. What's gonna jump up and hit you in the face? So real quick, guys, this stream would not be possible if not for some of our amazing sponsors and partners, starting off with our sponsor, switchmod.net/MechsOnDeck for 4% off of your order of in-stock items. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com, pick up GMK Moto Round 2, fantastic set. You won't regret getting that set. It looks amazing. Project keyboards, you can go to mechsondeck.project.link. They've got some awesome group buys coming up very soon with keycaps and boards that are coming soon, as well as candykeys.com/mechsondeck. Pick up Cat Explosive. Fantastic cat set by Rinsuya. All those links will give us a small kickback, which helps us continue to do these awesome streams. So thank you very much if you guys use those. As well as our awesome partners, Zap Cables, who make the best cables in this business, Type Beast, who has the best newsletter in this business, and Smith & Rune, who make some of the best keyboards in this business. So be sure to check all those guys out.
I have to say something about Zap Cables.
Yes.
I ordered a bunch of Zap Cables when they first started way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're amazing. Okay. I know some people may not think a cable can, but they really are great. And then it was probably 6 months, and I went back to order a cable from them, and they had like a schedule. And it was impossible to get a cable, and I was like, holy shit. But I was really happy for them because they were blowing up. People were realizing they were making good shit.
Great people over there.
Yeah, 100%.
Great fun.
Yeah,
I love him. So, but yeah, be sure to check those guys out. Lividity, I want to say thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking about artisans. Thank you for talking about sneakers and your explosive job. And most of all, thank you for the giveaway. It was we never expect giveaways. This community always surprises us more and more each time whenever people are willing to do giveaways. That was something that Osiris and I wanted to do very early on, was like, oh, let's try and do giveaways. And we thought we'd be met with a little bit more pushback, but people are so happy to do it. So thank you very, very much for putting your hard work and effort and time in this.
Thank you guys for having me. I had a blast, and always down to come back and hang out and give away more caps for sure.
It's definitely been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
we got a big month next month. This is the last stream of the month. I think that maybe by one. Well, we don't. Okay, we still do, but the next Wednesday starts.
Next Wednesday is the first of the Keycap Designer Month, which is going to be lots of fun.
Ooh,
Bringing that one back from last year, doing it again. Who are we starting off with, or is that
we
still secret?
Just finalized it today. Blind Assassin is coming back. He did Night Runner as well as some other sets, as well as a lot of key. You know what's funny is in doing and signing and getting everyone signed up. We have some new faces showing up, and we have some older faces showing up. But it was funny. I was kind of going through, and I was like, a lot of these people are not only set designers but keyboard designers. So a lot to talk about. As while it is Keycap Designer Month, we do have, everybody's got their hand in something, right? It's not just, most people are not just kind of one trick ponies. So very excited to get that kicked off.
Yeah, absolutely. So check us out next week. We'll be back Monday, 8 p.m. Central, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, and Wednesday again at 8 p.m. Central. So come hang out with us next week. I think we're going to go ahead and raid Mr. Disco Crocodile.
Ooh.
Saw him.
Crocodile is extra disco.
What a cool name.
I need to copy this because I'm totally going to spell crocodile wrong.
Here, I can do it. Because it's super easy through the interface, because it's like anyone you already follow, you can just select their name from a list.
See, I just use OBS. But yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you. I was about to say Lividity Caps.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course, man. And we'll see you next week. Self-shill. Check out the Squid 60 in the Discord. Check it out. It's a solid board. I think you guys will enjoy it. So be sure to check that out. We're going to hit up Disco Crocodile and enjoy it. Buy a fucking Switch tester.
Okay, I'll go